case and Charlie's case for 2 years, who you've been completely defensive of. And Charlie and I.
See how they all have to mention it, don't they? Fox News, Megyn Kelly, Ben Shapiro, Candace, Erica. They're really sick people. They're mentally sick. They're sick and twisted. They are. This is, again, to tie trauma to it. American people. And he wasn't even in any government position. Okay? What this really ultimately goes back to, and you'll understand why I'm saying that. It goes back, all roads lead to Rome and that abomination there in Rome. All goes back to the Catholic problem. It's not a Jew problem, it's a Catholic problem. Catholic Church there in Rome problem. You'll understand in a minute. And it all goes back to these people hating the Jews. There's a reason that, and just so you know, while they're pushing this trauma, like Erica, with her no tear, why is she even using a tissue? And what is she wiping? There's nothing there. I'm not the only one. People aren't buying this stuff. It's ridiculous. It's in August of this year, American Prince JFK Jr. came out. So that tells you, you're only a prince if you were head of it. Daddy as a king. And then this month, a new documentary series, Kennedy, featuring Conan O'Brien, will start. And then multiple documentaries of JFK will be out in 2025. Well, in March there was one. And then there was that one last month about RFK Jr. Because it's all a nefarious sickness that these people have. And I believe it all stems that we cannot let the American people find where their true liberty is, which is finding God. I mean, truly having a revival. They do not want to do that. They either want to control it, and they'll assassinate whoever they have to. The Catholic Church has been known to do that. They'll take out their own. Are you kidding me? The thing that's interesting about this, the reason why I'm going to prove it, is because we've had 4 presidents assassinated in America's history. Lincoln, McKinley, Garfield, and JFK. Out of those 4, 3 of them were Republicans killed by Democrats, and only one was a Democrat who nobody seems to know, but in my opinion was helping America. JFK was an enemy to this country. I will say this, with all of these documentaries coming out about JFK, there is one that came out 12 days ago about how he was not Camelot. Came out 12 days ago. I was trying to find the title of it, but these were former FBI saying, no, he was not a Camelot. He was an enemy. I mean, and they talked about things I talked about in my videos, because I read the JFK files, and it's like he did the Bay of Pigs on purpose. He caused that crisis because he was always making back channels to our enemies. And here's the thing the FBI said. They said he didn't do anything without calling his daddy first. So it was Joe Kennedy running the country. Joe Kennedy always wanted to run, but he hated the Jews so much and shot his mouth off too much that they even pulled him from being the UK's ambassador, because the UK's like, you're twisted. And that hurt him from ever. I mean, even the Kennedy boys were like, we got to get Dad, put in a home, like he cannot be in front of the camera anymore. But he was running the show. He was. And I've said that. I said those boys didn't do anything. They turned out just like their daddy, okay? And he hated the Jews. If he would have gotten his way, we would never have gone into World War II. And I don't care what anybody says. That was a just war. God would have annihilated the planet if we hadn't gone in, and because they would have killed all the Jews. But he hated the Jews. That's why he didn't want to go in. And JFK saw Hitler as a man of legends. So all of these current day people that love Hitler and hate the Jews, most of them are, first of all, Catholic, like Kennedy. And I will guarantee you that Kirk was a Catholic. Posing. as an evangelical. No evangelical would ever talk and tell their big audience to venerate Mary. No way. No way. I think that's what, that's what did it in. I mean, as far as I said, you need to ask yourself why was one not protected? Anything after World War II, that is. As far as assassinations of big political leaders. But the thing is with JFK and Kirk, they want to create this big conspiracy around it. I don't think you'll ever know who did because like part of this video I watched was with the FBI. They were saying he was so in with Sam Giancana. All the Kennedys were. They were putting hits on people. I mean, they were not good people. So they were whoever did it did you a favor. And I'm sure likely warned RFK Sr. I'm just guessing, but it makes sense. Somebody knew what a danger they were to this country. That's why when it comes to America, I'm not saying it's right. I just think there's people, you don't be pulling that here in America, because America will bite back. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying when you look into this stuff, you're like, oh, there's some people that were looking out for our interests. Really, seriously. And everything JFK did was bad to us. Yet there's all these documentaries, and most of them all just highlighting what or they use that, since the JFK files, but they're not coming to any new conclusions because there isn't anything. I mean, part of the reason, I've said these people take out their own, the Vatican does, is because then they can use it to emotionally blackmail the people like Erica was doing. I mean, I don't think anybody can work in the media on either side. I don't think anybody can have a big podcast and love America. I don't think any of these people, from Megyn Kelly to Ben Shapiro to anybody that works at Fox News to Erica, none of these people, Turning Point, none of them love America. They have to be able to put on a good show that they love America, but they don't. Because you wouldn't want to continually do this to the American people. It's very sick. Like as a psych nurse, I sit back and say, these people really likely should have some sort of evaluation done. But it's very coordinated. You got Megyn Kelly and Ben Shapiro here saying, because, they create all these fights with each other, and then they can continually talk about Kirk. This is why they wanted you to say his name over and over again. Do you remember that? Sort of like the left wanted you to do with George Floyd. Yeah. It's like an occult thing. That's how nefarious and sick and twisted it is. That's why I've said that abomination there in Rome is a cult. That's why they idol worship. And I personally, not that it'll ever come out, think that Kennedy and Kirk, there's a family relation there. But I think that the thing that, there's a reason RFK Jr. said we're soulmates, and he had only been on one of his podcasts. Okay? Yeah, there's more there. I don't think we'll ever know about it. Who cares? Move on from it, but they won't let us move on. So they don't do any big documentaries about any of the other presidents, only the Democrat ones. And the ones that then they create these conspiracies, well, there's a lot of conspiracies around Kennedy's because they were all tied to mobsters and everything underworld they were tied to. Talk about a beast. But then you have this other false one that I believe was a Catholic. Because there's no way any evangelical would ever try to encourage people. We, as Protestants and evangelicals, we under-venerate Mary. Oh, you liar. You liar. But these are sick people. They don't want to collectively tie you to something positive in the nation. They want the nation to be collectively tied to this continual trauma. Yeah. I see all these people as enemies to America. I do. Because of them doing this. I know most people would be like, that's not what they're trying to do. No, it is. It is. Know God, so then you'll know.